The bigger we are, the harder they fall.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Eshki, Temur's rawr. She's going to be growing as you cast creatures, and depending on the power of those creatures on the stack, you'll either get a +1/+1 counter, or do that and also draw a card, or also deal damage to your opponent based on her power. The bigger Eshki is, the more damage you deal, and the bigger the spells you cast are, the more you get. Eshki is card advantage, she's direct damage, and she grows over time. She also rewards you for playing big, stompy creatures, whether those creatures are ones that just enter the battlefield and maybe deal some damage, or give you some utility like preventing your spells from being countered. There's a lot of great cards in Temur colors that you can use to smash. And in a Powers Matter deck, you can also discount your creatures with power. You can draw additional cards based on power. You can even get yourself some huge creatures for barely any mana, because they keep printing things that are like 3 mana 6/6s, allowing you to spend 3 mana to get a counter, draw a card, and deal some damage. In this deck, we're going to be playing the best that Temur has to offer. Our discounts, our haste, and our ramp, all available so we can go fast and hit hard. So let's take Eshki into the queue and start burning up our opponents with a whole lot of damage. Yarok, the Desecrated. Yarok is going to be doubling the enter the battlefield abilities of all their permanents. I don't love that I don't have a third land here. I do love that I have Cabaretti Rebels. I'm still going to Mulligan, and that gets me turn 1 ramp. I have Mana Drain, Wayward Swordtooth, Uro. This Mana Drain really loves showing up in opening hands. Not that I'm complaining. That's a really good card to have in opening hand. Hello, Yarok. Uh-oh, landfall. I'm gonna try to get Selvala. Every time I've tried to get a Selvala start, she's been killed. And I really want to, like, do the thing where, like, you bring out Uro and then she can tap for 6. That'd be really cool. They played a Hedge Maze, and they're floating some mana. For Oracle of the Alpha. Oracle of the Alpha. Ah, gee, they just put the Power 9 in their deck. And that's just fine, I accept it. I'm going to shock this in, put full control mode on, throw down Uro. No, I don't want to mana drain my own card. While the Uro is in play, I will pay 1 green in order to generate. No, I don't know why you think I want them in those colors. Yeah, that'll work. It's always doing that. Yes, I would like to draw a card. Thank you. And this actually gives me choices. I could go for, like, Eshki into Goreclaw and Narcomancer into Goreclaw. I'm gonna go Eshki. Yep. I can take full control mode off into Goreclaw. We've also done, I think, a Narcomancer into Swordtooth, but this is good. Yes, I would love to draw a card. Hand full. Damage going up. 4 mana, make it 5. Are you going to play Yarok? Yep. And now they are set up to double their enter the battlefields. And a lot of enter the battlefields are removal, whether it's Hostage Taker, Exiling, Ravenous Chupacabra, Speed Brood Stalker, removing things. There's a ton of different stuff they could do. Thankfully, I got the touch, and I got the power. And I also have the extreme discounts beheld to me by Goreclaw. Yes, I would like to draw a card. I'm trying to order my spells, so I am getting tons and tons of card draw. Green, red, blue. Red. Okay. pain. Suffering. Eshki. Boris. Somebody using some of those. Doesn't matter. I already got the stuff I want over here. I'll bring out Song of Seasons. Just looking for one of these to come in untapped. That one comes in untapped. Put that one in the graveyard. I will tap that for Orixmithies. Eshki, keep on slamming. Slamming. Bring out Misty Rainforest. Oh, I get an additional land because of the Wayward Swordtooth. I forgot. Frag Crown. Stepping on the snake. Sure. I can hold up Mana Drain. I can go for buffs. I'm gonna go for more draw. Swinging in. Loads of damage. You gotta block. And they're down to 6 life. It seemed like a good turn. Maybe too good of a turn. Maybe too good of a turn. Lier, Disciple of the Drowned, lets you flash back all the spells in your graveyard. Well, all the instants and sorceries, which are usually the spells that people are trying to flash back anyway. I've got Rootbound Crag, Ruby, Cabaretti Revels. Love this card. Something notable about Lier is once Lier's out, counterspells do not work. But there's some ways around that where you're just like bouncing spells on the stack rather than technically countering them. I think my opponent's name is Do You Pay the Two? In French? Hi, Jace. Only thing prodigious about you is how annoying you are. I could Wayward into Revels, but I'd rather just Revels. Revels is going to get me value whenever I cast a spell. The spells don't need to resolve. It's just, hey, did you cast a creature? Awesome. Enjoy your sweet bonus. Let's see what Eshki gets. What does Eshki get, Shki? They don't need to resolve. That's one of the biggest parts here. They draw. And discard more spells to recast. Come on, what are you dropping, Jace? Spell Snare. What's wrong? Don't have a mana value of 2? Oh, they countered the ability. You know, Tails End this too? Okay, that's fine. No, I'm trying to rampant growth. To grab some red. Cool. I've ramped. Rebels resolving against the blue deck feels so nice. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't bounce that back into hand since they had it. They want to flip that Jace, though. Even though, like, spells can't be countered once Lier is out, it doesn't matter up until that point. Like, cast whatever counter spells you want. Who's gonna stop you? Use your Lier to bring back all your extra turns. Oh, cool. They can recast the top spell of their deck. Actually, I really like that card. Eshki, see what I get. Aw, no, decline. A Sword Tooth. Drawing cards and drawing cards. Make it look like I have blue mana up, even though I don't really need more blue mana. Yes. Use Karn to abuse Tarn's Temporal Sundering. Copying extra turn spells and casting them at a discount absolutely is a thing that happens with this Kefnet. They now do have 5 in the graveyard, so Jace will Kaflipper. And Jace can bounce something back into hand, right? Oh no, that's the other Jace. Jace can shrink a creature, recast a spell from the graveyard, and just be kind of annoying. I'm bluffing the Swans. I'm bluffing the Wash Away because it is in the deck. Because I'm a Brawl deck and I'm in blue. Wash Away, easy card to include. They're looking at my spells. Shrinking my Sword Tooth.
Solving mysteries is my specialty.
Let's lead with Defiler of Vigor. Make sure I'm leaving up Burrow mana or Henge mana. I got... Oh! Battle Crier for the Dugdima discounts! They counterspelled that. It's fine. Die. They take damage. Low haste. I don't have a way to spend that mana on these, though, because of their discounts. That's fine. Next turn, maybe. Henge. Gwenna. We're drawing. Mana drain. We're drawing. Found some blue. Uro, I'm drawing. I'm getting more stuff into play. Gwenna's getting bigger. Eshki's gonna punch them in the face. Free Arcane Signet, thanks to the Battle Crier. Oh my god, wait. I can hold up Mana Drain. And Surek. Okay. Oh no, because you lose the discount once it's not my turn anymore. That's fine. I will swing with Eshki here. And I'll just like... Hey, you want to block me? The important thing is that I do have the mana drain up. Giving Mono Blue a taste of their own Karn's Temporal Sundering. They might have a counterspell to stop this. We'll see how much mana they have. So this is me trying to counter a spell that's not actually there. It's a copy of the spell in their hand. But I can still mana drain it. If they have a 1-mana way to counter it, it'll go. Nope, no extra turns for you. Flashing Surek would have been lethal? I don't think so. He doesn't have haste or anything. Oh, Eshki goes to 7 and shoots for 7? Oh, I missed it! The Gitrog monster. How ambitious. They'll be putting lands into the graveyard and drawing cards. I have Ramp. God. Okay. Coma not a god. Just big snake. It'd be awesome to get to cast it, though. Like, Coma's Cosmos Serpent. I feel like that's godlike, right? Has ties to the heavens and the world tree. God adjacent. God-ish. Alright, they're fetching. Usually Gitrog monster decks are also running tons of ways to, like, get all your lands out of your graveyard because you're going to be sacrificing and discarding them and sacrificing them some more and discarding them and... Oh no, they're ramping! Zoprindel, I mean, you're awesome, but you're not what I want right now. I could use, like, more ramps and discounters, and depending on what they do on this next turn, it might be a I guess we're sitting on mana drain because mana drain gets you the mana to play the big spells. Ah, spell. They have 3 mana. 3 is usually enough to ramp again. Dark Ritual? Frog? Sure, turn 2 Gitrog monster. Why not? After all, why shouldn't they? So I'm going to hold the Bloodstained Mire, getting ready to grab the Izzet land. And I guess use the mana drain to try to catch up because they Dark Ritualed. There is a bee in my office, like in my streaming room. A wasp, whatever. That has been buzzing around since yesterday. And I've been trying to catch it to get it outside, and I cannot. Alright, so there goes one of their lands. They're back down to 2. Like a bee or a wasp, I don't know. I haven't gotten close enough to it because it's keeps going up to the ceiling where the lights are and bonking into them. It's a thick boy, though. I don't think it's a carpenter bee. Come down here. Fight me. Fight me, you bee. I'll put you in a cup and then put you outside where you belong. Hi, Gitrog. What are you doing? A walk-in closet. I would like you to not have a walk-in closet. Maybe it's out of jealousy. I wish I had a walk-in closet. I don't have a closet at all. But I do have 3 mana. I don't want Scraps investigating it. No, she might get stung by it or something. That would make me so sad if my silly little cat got stung by a bee. Okay. I played some stuff. It would be cooler if Eshki were out for it, but I want to just, like, make sure I had a blocker, because Gitrog's dealing 6 at a time. Yeah, the turn 2 Gitrog. The previous game to this one, I cut from the video because the opponent conceded very early in the game, but my opponent did get the 1 ring out on turn 1 using Dark Ritual and Pro Mox. It didn't really help them because I was smashing them in the face, but they did manage to play a turn 1 ring, giving them protection from nothing because I didn't have anything. Hi, Titania. Titania will gain them some life as things go to the graveyard, and she can meld if they manage to get... Let me see if it's in their graveyard. It is not. If they manage to get Argoth's Sanctum of Nature in play at the start of their turn while they have this many lands in their grave. Shigeki can do some milling. They say, oops. Why oops? And did something wrong happen? I didn't see anything wrong. Yeah, nothing too exciting here. I can pump up a creature. And being able to use Ronus's pump ability on Eshki can help me deal more damage. They wanted to channel for a land. Did they have enough mana for that? Did they have 3 mana? No, they only had 2 because they were, I think, tapped out at the end of turn. Titania's going to keep gaining them life. Frog's going to keep drawing them cards. Let's start dealing some damage next turn with this. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if I get a land, Coma, and if I don't, Xanagos. So they're going to keep self-milling if there's a land in the top cards. Oh, there's definitely lands. There's 3 of the 4 cards are lands. They can put it into play. It's an automatically sacrificing land, so it's going to gain them 1 life, then 2 life, and draw them a card. Yep, landfall deck be doing lands decks things. I actually don't have any of their landfall pieces out yet. Have any of them ended up in the graveyard? Not yet. Swamp. Gitrog. Good frog. Thank you, Ronus, for holding them at bay. And how many permanents do I have? Oh, 9 out of 10 for the city's blessing. Nice. Aftermath Analyst. That's actually something that's going to be a problem because it's going to let them bring back all of the lands. All 12 that are in the graveyard. So if I can, I want to kill that. Somebody's pointing out that we have arch enemies dueling on this battlefield. Goblin, make her grow. Xanagos, anything goes. I'm in danger. At least I can deal some damage. But they're going to actually gain a ton of life because a lot of those were the automatic sacrificing lands. I have enough mana for Coma next turn. And I have a lot of, like, attacking damage. I might not actually play Coma because it might be better to use Ronus's activated ability to give trample. It's going to depend on, like, where things are. Because it might make sense for me to, like... Let's say I draw one of my 3 mana, 6 power creatures. So, like, Eshki's doing damage. So, like, I could use Xanagos to pump up Eshki so she deals more damage. And Ronus as well. And, or I could, like, I bring that out and attack with it. Because they only have 2 blockers. Okay, how many of these are auto-sac lands? 2 of them? Yeah, yikes. Nope. 3 of them? 2 of them. Okay, so they're back up to 22 life with all of this. And their hand is extremely full. They have 10 cards in hand. Sure is gain life around here. Don't you know I'm trying to smash? Mr. Frog, don't you know I need to smash? Two mana and they're discarding rather than playing Shigeki. I mean, Shigeki bringing stuff back from the graveyard is good, but I don't like that they have 2 black mana up because it could mean that, like, Eshki gets killed. Yeah, opponent, let me smash. Ayo, let me smash. Oh, please, Mr. Frog. What cards do you want in the graveyard? If they discard lands here, it will actually cause them to draw more cards and have a second cleanup step wherein they continue to discard. I've done that plenty of times. Okay, so Song of Seasons would get me another land. I don't need another land. Coma versus the pump ability here. I think pumping twice and then Xanagos buff versus this would deal... It would deal 5, and I can haste this. I do this first. The land comes in untapped. I haven't played, so it essentially refunds itself if I get untapped land. So I'm going to try this first. Song of Seasons. Okay, so unfortunately it's tapped. This is also tapped. This is untapped. So I'll put the Thundering Falls into play. Put the Kitria Triome into the graveyard. Borborum Fibblethip. Aww. And I guess it can go on to Swordtooth. Do I pump again versus... I'm gonna go for it. If they kill the Swordtooth here, it's Ogre. But go big or go home. Oh, indestructible. Doesn't change how much damage you can prevent. So let's see how much they can prevent. Blocking the 6/5 and the 5/5, they're still dead. They were just trying to protect their strategy instead of removing mine. Didn't work out. GG, Gitrog. Reidane, God of the Worthy, is going to be taxing my non-creature spells, but creatures are just fine. And that's assuming they're casting the front side. If they're casting the back side, they'll be reducing damage. They're going to be taxing my targeting abilities. But most of my non-creature spells cost 2 mana in this deck because they're either removal or ramp. Reidane, I'm not too worried about you. I'm going to use this rampant growth to get my ramp on, to get my island. Perfect. Pop down the Herd Heirloom. And then Eshki. Hopefully Eshki gets to stick around for a turn, because I've got some things to cast that will trigger her. I want to draw cards. I won't be dealing damage with any of the cards in hand. These are all 4 power. We good? Are we good, Reidane? I'm just a 2/2. Okay, they took out Herd Heirloom, which is one of my like cost reduction pieces, but that's so totally fine. I'm going to start with the Outcast Trailblazer, since it's going to refund me a mana, and it's going to lead to me getting 1 more card draw with how I'm ordering this. I'd be able to play more spells if I started with the Battle Crier, but that matters less to me. Actually, I think it would be the same amount just because of the amount of mana I had. And now I have 3 4-power creatures. So on my turn, my spells are being cost reduced by 3. Whenever I have a creature enter that has a power 4 or greater, I'm drawing a card. And whenever I cast something with 4 or greater, I also draw a card. And I get a counter for any creature cast. And I also am going to deal some damage to my opponent because I am casting a Rixmithies and Kogla if I can. All right, Reidane, what do you got? You had removal. They have another piece. They're going for my cost reducer. They're going for, well, if you can't afford to cast any of the spells, then you won't be able to hit me with them. And now that might work if I wasn't reducing the cost of so many of the spells in my deck. I saw you try to cut me off there from the color I wanted, which is blue and green. We play Eshki. And then we play a Rixmithies. They're taking damage. Eshki's getting huge. And next turn, there's a lot of trample happening. GG. Kotis, the Fang Keeper, is going to be able to absorb a lot of hits because he's indestructible. And if he manages to hit me, he's also going to be stealing. This is really rough with me going second, and I'm hoping that I draw an untapped green source so I can at least go like turn 1, Elvish Mystic, turn 2, Surak. Something like that would be really helpful, especially because they're ramping to start. Kotis is oftentimes like a kind of Voltron-y build, which makes perfect sense. The bigger you make him, the better he gets. Or Battle Crier. I do have some really good goods for discounting, so I'm going to take that. One of the cards in this that I'm considering switching around is Surak Dragonclaw, swapping him for Surak and Goreclaw. This one's great because it stops counter spells, but the other one can give haste. This also lets me just kind of like slam and spit it out at any time. Well, I still get to double ramp. Herd Heirloom. That can only be used to cast creatures, but I have a perfect creature to cast, Elvish Mystic. And they would need 2 more mana in order to equip the boots to Kotis this turn. So like a Dark Ritual would do it. I'm just going to hope they don't have it. They're hitting me for 1. Unless, is this ninjutsu? No, okay. I was like, are they putting it back in their hand? Oh, they didn't get another land. I'm into that. Since they are a deck with 2 blue mana up, I think we're going to go for some uncounterability. I just have to pick out which and when. I think I'm going to start with the Surek and be like, surprise, it's freaking Surek Dragonclaw. And then maybe other Surek can come out. Okay, Entity Tracker. They're definitely leaning more into the auras if they're playing Entity Tracker. It's when an enchantment enters or you unlock a room, you draw a card. You like the new Surek a lot? I like him a ton in mono green decks, and he's great especially in like Goreclaw because he has 4 power. Also means he triggers Eshki. Eshki I want to play next turn. I want to be able to do Eshki, Plaza of Heroes, maybe Temur Battle Crier or Surek. Ooh, Gem Razor. So they want to destroy the Herd Heirloom. In response, let's use the mana to bring out Surek. That does reduce the mana I have though, which is rough. I'm really glad though that they mutated onto this and not onto Kotis. Okay, I have this now as a land. I could go for the Doug Dimma discounts instead of Eshki. Because I do really want to double spell this turn. I could also just like Dragonhawk. I think I'm just gonna Dragonhawk. Dragonhawk's in the deck because it cares about power. More power, more damage, more fun! Somebody's asking, what set is Eshki Temur's Roar from? She is from Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander, which is the set code TDC. She's not standard legal. She was part of the pre-con. She's really sweet. Oh no, it's a legitimate business dragon. He's gone legit. He's a citizen now. You're real sweet on Eshki. Yeah, I'm real sweet on Eshki too. Speaking of which, let's bring out Eshki. I get to draw a card and get a counter. Oh my gosh, Goreclaw and Surek. It's literally the duo I was talking about. Nice. Yeah, this deck, if you weren't here on stream yesterday, is actually Asmora in my chat's deck, which was a Bard class Legends deck, which I took out about 20 cards and added a bunch more creatures because I felt like the deck really wanted creatures, more of them. And so I put in more creatures, and it got even better. Gwenna, make her bigger. To make Goreclaw, cost 1. Oh, hello! Look at how big she is. And now that she has grown, she's dealing some serious damage. 7 to the face. Sheesh. Do I need to attack here? Okay, so if I attack... how do you not have trample, dude? Dude, how do you not have trample? They absorb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 goes through. Except we double. So I think that's lethal. I know I could have like Goreclawed, but this just made the math easier for me because it's 14 trampling damage. Sometimes the simple answer is the best answer. Yeah, so I was happy to take a viewer's deck and make it my own. GG, Kotis. Kairi, the Swirling Sky. I feel like I've seen a lot of Kairis in the last few weeks. Kairi, the Swirling Sky is a mono blue commander that bounces things or returns spells. Little iffy on this mana to start, but I think this is a keep. It has Rhythm of the Wild in it. It has all 3 colors. I want to have anti-counterspell tech against Kairi. Also, I just noticed this is the alt art Kairi. Nice. Yeah, the cards I had cut from the deck that was sent to me were mostly non-creature spells. I wanted to put as many creatures in because no matter what kind of creature you're playing, it will trigger Eshki in some way, which does an awful lot for me. I'm going to play Rhythm of the Wild, and we're going to go wild. Four mana. They could always, like, bounce that. Mind Stone! Oh, some mono blue ramps happening. And something has been foretold. As it was foretold. What's on top of my deck? Uro. Uro triggers Eshki. And I think I'd like to have a counter, because I think that's going to add up to way more damage because of Eshki's triggered ability. Okay, well, Eshki's actually gone, and she's a bird. Sure. I mean, she's a bird. What are you tutoring for? Maybe a mass bounce or something like that. Making token copies. So making token copies of Kairi lets you return a spell because the clone will die. And then another spell. So you can keep each turn bringing back, like, Cackling Counterpart and solve the equation. I think that would work. Well, gotta go fast. The race against the Kairi. Let's see, next turn, I can haste Fanatic to turn 2 mana into 4 mana. Use that to bring out Xenagos. And then I would need something else for a little bit more devotion. Infinite Tutors in blue, that's certainly good for them. That might help. Okay, so we... Blue, you... Fanatic. Haste. Tap it for 4. I think I can get something off the Uro. Or do I just want to go for you? No, I want to go for the Uro. Doesn't matter because it's getting sacrificed. Okay, Herd Heirloom. Xenagos. Why didn't you get haste? Is it because it was a creature but wasn't a creature? What? I mean, it's a creature on the stack. It wasn't a creature until it entered and saw its own devotion, but, like, it's a creature on the stack. Huh. Well, that makes my plans for lethal not work, because I was kind of hoping this would get to hit for 6, and then I could kill them with Lightning Bolt. I'm not a judge, so I don't know how things work. Yeah, it even says riot on it. Well, it wasn't rioting, so yeah, I didn't get the extra 6 damage. So are you gonna clone? Oh, it's an instant, so they can do it whenever. I'll try to make them do it all pre-combat. Was this a non-creature? It happens to be entering as a creature, but it is a creature. You target, right? Okay. So the plan is to bolt it when they target it. I don't know what else they have. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I don't know what else they have, because this could also be like Rift. We get our trample, and you go for the clone. Well, there's something else happening. Sublime Epiphany going for that clone. Okay, I'm still going for the bolt on Kairi. She dies. They do put Goreclaw back into my hand. Xenagos will stop being a creature, and I think I only deal 1 damage off bird. Yeah! Good bird. Bringing out Eshki. Making her bigger. Nice. Xenagos, once again a dude. So weird. So Let Me Pikachu has cited one of the rules here that says, as a god enters the battlefield, your devotion to its color will determine whether any replacement effects that affect creatures entering, like Riot, being applied by Rhythm of the Wild, will apply to the god. But because the replacement effects are considered before the god is on the battlefield, the mana symbols in its mana cost won't be counted when determining it. It's because it became a creature as part of its own devotion. Whack. Fanatic of Ronus, Domri. You can counter that, it's not a creature. Listen, do you have a rift? Are we getting nifty and rifty? I'm trying to go for, like, the best ability to rebuild after this stuff leaves. Yay, card draw. Okay, go to combat. I'm assuming Cyclonic Rift. And that's part of why I was putting out the Domri, because then, like, even post-combat, they won't be able to counter my stuff if I bring it out. Creature spells you cast can't be countered this turn. Very important text to me. Oh, they're digging. You've unbuilt my board once, but not twice. GG, Kairi. Marina Vendrell. It's going to be 5 color enchantments. Marina's very cool. She's able to just get you a ton of enchantments, unlock and relock doors so you can use them again, and oftentimes adds up to just like a ton of removal, of tempo, of various locking out enchantments, preventing your opponents from doing stuff. Pappy Slappy, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for supporting the channel. I think it's go time. We're gonna start discounting spells so I can ramp, slamp, and jamp. Don't ask me what any of that means, because I don't know. I do love this card, though. Song of Seasons is so sweet. I'm going to lead with it here. They do have double blue up. I did notice your shocking turns there. Yep, so mana drain. I might just end up just stepping. I was hoping to get a land, put it in so I could Emerald Medallion or something. Oh! And Nimson Mono, they give it the 2-month resub. They have 5 mana, but it is colorless. So, not usable for Marina. Not that you want to really get her out this early. You kind of want to make sure you've, like, got some stuff into play. You want to refill your hand. 6 mana now. Turning that into ramp. Yeah, you can build her with curses in paper. Speaking of curses, curse this Jukai naturalist for discounting their enchantments. I gotta step on this guy and his moldy gymnasium, too. Stepping on the monk. Doo, 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 doo. If I get a land, and I did, I think I'm going to go for Dragonhawk over Eshki. Nice. Fanatic Aronis is going to go away and deal 2 damage to their face. And here comes Marina. She will be able to unlock the Wait Room and get a free Manifest. Oh my gosh, and Mirari's Wake, Omen Path Journey, a small board wipe which won't kill these in hand. Could get pretty nasty. Trying to decide which pieces I want. Because, like, if I play out the little guy, I feel like you go for the damage. So I'm going to start with just an attack from Dragonhawk. Instead of going for 2 from that. Okay, so I got a land. Going to play it. Garrick's Uprising. Nice Kami of Bamboo Groves. I'm going to use this Emerald Medallion for future discounts. But this is me trying to play around the fact that I know they have the Battle of Frost and Fire. And, like, if I play this, sure, it would have gotten more damage on them. Would have, like, potentially drawn me a card. But I have, like, haste enablers here, too. Okay, Roaring Furnace, going to take out a creature. They can also unlock that for free to get no maximum hand size, to draw more cards. Omen Path, Joiny. Get you a land each turn. Unlock and manifest! Okay, land in the graveyard. More lands in play, they surveil. The ramp is real, and the ramp can hurt me. They don't have... Oh, I don't have double blue for Bonnie here. Yeah, I'll go for Eshki into Bone Crusher. Leaving myself kind of open to that wipe, but that's alright. Looking for lands, not finding lands, but I did find a haste enabler. Haste enabler is pretty big because it means that even if they do wipe the board, I have the potential to rebuild really quickly. Mirari's Wake will double the mana from their remaining lands, and I'm going to use that for that board wipe. It's also going to buff their creatures, so, like, rip to the critters. Oh my god, it's a giant! It doesn't die to it. Chat? Viewers on YouTube? I completely forgot that Battle of Frost and Fire says non-giant. Because why would I ever remember that? Because why would I ever remember that? Still not getting lands. Yeah, well, sometimes the flavor text on cards is relevant. And it makes you feel really silly when it is. Gonna draw a bunch of cards. Let some copy stuff. I'm gonna bring out Kotis and go for Rhythm Galta if I can on one of these turns. If I can like Selvala with haste too, it can also get me a lot of mana. Galta's got Rhythm. She might have Rhythm. Estrid's Invocation copies your enchantment and will produce additional like clones, so you can switch what it's copying, which is cool for something like a battle. You could do this in upkeep, turn it into the Saga, then turn it back into Mirari's Wake. But right now, these are all tapping for way more mana than they need to. They unlocked this so they can unlock it. Or they relock the door by blinking it. There we go. They're making second Marina to refill their hand. Making it so they have double triggers. And I'm just out here like, hey Bonnie, how you doing? Nice corn. Nice corn of Copia. Spelunking, so lands come in untapped. I wonder if they'll bop my Guruk's Uprising. Since they can just unlock the room to kill Bone Crusher. Oh, they get double triggers. Yep, because it's triggered by the counter getting put on it, the lore counter. This will also trigger? I think so. Oh no, exiles! My cool stuff! If only I had double blue! I don't. They're slurping the board, they really are. Triggers are happening. Triggers are happening. Triggers are happening. The glance come in untapped. Hi, Yarok. Me in danger? No way! Aww. They washed my rhythm. Okay, do I just die? They can remove any creature I play. Yarok. This isn't the Rhythm of the Night. Yeah, I was going to use Rhythm for Selvala, trying to set up so I would have some blue mana, and then like maybe bring out Uro if I could survive that long. But no, it looks like Marina is just so beyond us in value. They're for sure winning. See if they can close it out. Well, actually, I guess it leaves and re-enters, right, for this? So you can get like chapters on sagas if you clone them. That's cool. They get a forest. Doesn't really matter which one since everything taps for all colors thanks to the world tree. Triggers are happening. Triggers are happening. Triggers are happening twice. They could pay 2 mana, kill Surak. I would draw a card, but oh no! A card! Sure, confounding conundrum. I promise I don't have lands. If only we had our Song of Seasons land. Mana Drain's a heck of a card. It's in this deck too, because it, you know, does that. I've lost my rhythm. Does Impending work for Eshki? Sure does. And there are a couple Impenders in the deck. I think the best one is the green one. But the others are real nice too. I think the blue is the only one that doesn't have 6 power. It's I think a 5 power creature. The Hauntwoods is 6. I want to say the Inferno Titan type one is also 6 power. The red is 4 mana to cast for Impending, but I don't remember its stat line. So they're not attacking me. But, like, I know they have the potential. Oh, it's only a 5/5? Darn. Though the important one is the 6/6 that makes a land at 3 mana. You don't need more card draw. What are you doing? Okay, so they can definitely take me out. So I'm going to leave. But by golly, they are not doing it fast. Ivy, Gleeful, Spell Thief is going to be copying targeted spells. I don't actually have red mana in here, which is kind of weird. I can't play you on turn 1, but having Cabaret Rebels makes this such a tempting hand. I think I'm going to mulligan, and I'll keep this. I love Ansrag. What a cool mole. Turn 1, get down the Mystic. Turn 2, I can go a Narcomancer into Rampant Growth, assuming this is still alive. Because we got a ramp, so we can slamp. We Narc. And then we grow. I should probably look at what this is, because I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a heroic card. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this creature, you can have this creature become a copy of target creature, except it has this ability. Ooh, cloning. Nice. That's nice with Ivy. So, it looks like they can have it copy even my creatures. So whatever's just, like, biggest and scariest on the board. I'll try to remember that. I'm going to immediately forget. When we get the reverse Verges, Temur will get better. We will have to wait for that day. So I don't have 2 red right now. So I don't have like a good Eshki into something else. So I'm going to actually try to kill Ivy while they're tapped out. Nice flying Mockingbird. And then play Defiler of Vigor. Defiler of Vigor is going to have my creatures grow, which is important because, you know, that's good for Eshki. It also lets me pay life instead of green mana for any of my green permanent spells. Welcome back, Ivy. Long time no see. They're putting Citizen training onto Artisan of Forms. So you're going to turn it into a Defiler? I would. Ivy says, hey, I'm really into that too. I want to have a copy of Citizen training. They draw, they draw. Ooh, there we go. There's some extra red. So I could either go Eshki into Ansrag, or I could just Atali. I'm gonna try Eshki into Ansrag. I don't need to pay life on these, but like I will be drawing a card. And it is really fun to pay life. So I'm gonna pay life. Who knows? I might get a spell that I can cast. Life is a resource and I'm going to spend it entirely unnecessarily. Chunky. Did I order those right? For the she grows in and get the damage. Why oopsin'? They're gonna rebuke me? I'd rather you not. Thinking? Why are you thinking? Nobody should ever have to think. Not when they can eat peanut M&M. That's just me trying to communicate. My head is empty. No, it's not empty. It's full of peanut M&M. Oh my goodness. What is this bird doing? Bird? Bird check? It's a finch. It's a house finch. So they're going to vilely duplicate their defiler. The lizard emote's a good one. Yeah, I love how it's like, two ivies. Flying Ansrag and other... Wait, but doesn't... Oh, it's non-legendary. Whoa, you can order it like that? I actually didn't know you could order it like that, and that is so cool. If I block this, they could protect it, so I'm not going to. If it was a lethal swing, I would have to block, but it's not. Okay, they're saying good game. Why is it a good game? Okay, I'm gonna just try to kill them with the Eshki cast. I cast a big thing, she's thick, and pew pew, we win. And there was a bird outside. I love birds. It's Eshki Dragonclaw. Hey, wait a minute. That's you. That's you in the chat. Close the chat. I'm playing against a viewer. I guess we're gonna go up against other Eshki. Made by the person who made Eshki. Sure, okay, Eshki battle. This is the Eshki that cares about casting a creature and a non-creature spell, getting you tons of value in the turn. I will go ahead and crack open this Wooded Foothills to go for maximum fixitude and bring out either the Triome or a Surveil land to set up my next draw. I like the Triome here. Just make sure I have what I got. Both Eshki commanders are good, yes, and if you like one, you'll probably like the other. This one's, I feel, a little bit more Gruul Smash, whereas this one is a bit more tempo. And this Eshki's actually got some really cool synergy because she has a lot of adventure spells that are both creatures and non-creatures. She's got a lot of spells that can generate non-creature spells so you can continue to have more value. And a lot of those are arena-only cards, the digital-only cards, and they're so good with her. Okay, I've got... I'll just play Eshki. If she dies, she dies. Land good. Yeah, I built this Eshki, I think, pretty early when the set came out. And she's really cool. She gets way bigger, way faster than you'd think. Like, combination of just, like, playing cheap mana rocks and stuff. She'll get massive. All right, so that way, that turn, no trigger on Eshki. I will go for the 420 Trailblaze it. Yeah, 420 Trailblaze it. Gets me a mana. Some of that good green stuff. I unfortunately can't kill her because I can't Domri and pay for the ward. And Eshki having Vigilance can also get them some card draw. Maybe I can get, like, Vaultborn Domri. That'll probably cost too much. Up to Beans, that's a non-creature spell for turn. Kami of Bamboo Groves, creature for turn. Eshki is going to get 2 +1/+1 counters and draw them a card. And I guess I could offer to double block. I'm not going to. I'm gonna risk it. And, sure, kill this thing. They've got something that can be done this turn on the mana they have. That's scary, and I don't like it. Gonna grab another red source. Boop. Vaultborn for big triggers. Eshki, deal some damage directly to face. Thank you so much, Eshki. We will draw, and I will draw. And I also drew off Eshki. We're drawing. Oh my god, Cabaret Revels, yes. Attacking here, totally not worth it. Might chump block with Vaultborn next turn because it will re-trigger these. Oh, actually, Vaultborn Tyrant is utterly insignificant. Hardly a dinosaur at all! It's a 1/1. It has no abilities. Bard class. So remember how I mentioned Asmora, that's my opponent, Mayor Majestic, formerly I think Mayor Emmanuel was their Twitch name, had brewed this deck as a Bard class deck. I took the Bard class out, but I still kept most of the legendaries. Bard class, I think, is just a pet card for so many players. It's so funny to have this matchup of like, yeah, it's the other Eshki being piloted by the person whose Eshki deck I took and tore apart. Alright, so Ronus, Indomitable, also Indestructible. Do I have anything big enough for Eshki triggers? I can draw cards off Eshki. I may as well just fill up the board. Cabaret Revels! But wait. Blue? Stubborn Denial, it gets countered. Kotis. Drawing. Homa. Nice. Bigger Eshki? Bigger Eshki. Make my Eshki grow! Next turn, Coma plus swing equal die? If I don't die to, like, Eshki? Or get, like, Rivers Rebuked or something? Oh, thankfully, there's only 5 currently here. So, like, it could be Land Rebuke. That's doable with Eshki. Bonnie Paul! Drawing a card off the beans. And getting some mean old cows. Ronus, Indestructible, attacking, and I don't think I need to block, so I don't think I'll block. I will maintain my large number of creatures. Beans and Giant. Oh yeah, it's the Beans and the Beanstalk. I'll exile Stubborn Denial for 2 damage to face. Cast Coma. This triggers Eshki. She'll get a counter. She should deal 9 damage right to face. GG. In the Battle of the Eshkis. Kotis, the Fang Keeper. Please and thanks you. I would like it if you didn't steal all my spells. They're going to be making Kotis big, hitting me in the face, trying to steal my spells. I'm going to say, please don't. And also, I have Mana Drain in opening hand and Rampant Growth in opening hand. Those are good. Like that. Well, that makes the mana drain less good, but I will still absolutely mana drain for just stealing, like, the mana. I don't need to counter a spell to feel like I've gotten value out of it. Let's see. I think I'll just Rampant Growth this turn. Perfect. Dark Ritual. Into Kotis. Hey, you have 1 mana left over. You gonna use it? No. What do you mean, no? What do you mean you're not gonna use it? I'll play this. It's a 3/3. I have the ability to get blue mana, hold up the mana drain if they try to cast something onto Kotis. As long as it's not a legendary aura. Are there even any legendary auras? Is that a thing? Stealing mana, also a crime. They have 4. They're trying to mutate to make a flying Kotis. Not so fast. I need that mana for undisclosed reasons. Okay, that's the undisclosed reason. Can I go Eshki into Defiler? Yeah, I have the mana for it. Sweet. All right, Eshki. I have to make sure I have double green. Nice. Ping him. I even have 2 left over. I can't use that. There's a white legendary aura. Oh. Oh, right. On Sarah's wings, right? Because it turns it into a legend. And then there's, in Bolus's clutches is also, I think, a legendary aura. I wasted the mana. Thank goodness there's no mana burn. No mana burn. Riot Bright Moon, thank you so much for the 3-month resub. Hi, Kotis. It's a cute land. The silly little doodles on them. Journey to Eternity is also legendary. It is. I mean, yeah, of course it is. Totally knew that. Do I think they'll have counter spells? Probably some. I will pay 2 life. Make these grow. Not paying on this one, though. This, by the way, will not enter as a creature, so it's just for the uncounterable. Sheesh, that's a lot of damage. Are you just trying to get tempted by the ring? Okay, so they 100% did that just to get tempted by the ring. I don't need to give you haste. You're a land. I will go to combat and I think swing with everything. I can't block Kotis. I have trampling damage. They get a free block on at least one of these. Okay, cool. They go to 5. B. Sorry, the bee is still buzzing around my room. Okay. Combat research. This gets even bigger. What do you think they're gonna steal? 4 damage, 4 cards. You could get some pretty serious stuff off the top 4 cards in my deck. I need this bee or wasp or whatever to please stop landing like 8 feet up on the ceiling. Please land somewhere I can reach you so I can put you in a little cup and put you outside. Okay, they got Gwenna and Suruk. That's 2 pretty good cards. Hey, Z Pride, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I ended my stream yesterday like yelling at this poor little animal that's stuck in here. Buzzbow. I don't think it'll save their life either. No, I have so much trampling damage. And I can make it even more. Or I could, wait, I could just cast one of these and kill them. I keep forgetting that, like, She does mad damage. GG, Kotis. Sidisi, Brood, Tyrant. Sidisi, another con, is going to be self-milling, and when they do happen to mill a creature, as long as Sidisi's out, they get a zombie. I have to decide, am I a turn 1 monkey gamer or am I turn 1 chicken player? Turn 1 monkey. I will grab some red, play Ragavan, and hopefully use this to ramp and maybe even steal some cheap creatures, because Sidisi decks typically have a lot of creatures that like cost 2 mana and mill. Prosperous Innkeeper, that gains them life, goes wide, and is probably going to trade into this monkey if I attack in. Dang it. Nice Hobbit. Since they have Halfling, I don't think I'd be able to counter their Sidisi. I will go for Otawara, Arcane Signet, Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. Hi, Sidisi. Sidisi mills 3, but none of them were creatures, so no zombies. That's too bad. I have 2 spells possible. Or I could like Xanagos, but I think this is better. So Eshki into Ruby. And notably, Ruby cannot tap for blue, so wash away, even if they did manage to cast something like from their graveyard, wouldn't do anything. Eshki does get a counter, though, and the more power she has, the more damage she deals. Something I keep forgetting. I like when her number go up. Number go up is good. Yeah, trading Ragavan with the Innkeeper wouldn't have been terrible for this matchup. Ooh, Rutstein mills. They did mill a creature. It shouldered the apocalypse. So they get a bug, because it was a creature, and they get a zombie. Sidisi swinging in. They do have 2 mana up. I'm going to go for a double block here. Ragavan and Ruby. Saving the Eshki. Xanagos. Ping him. Twice the Eshki. Twice the no, she's blocking. she doesn't have trample or anything here, so she's just chilling. What just got milled? Ooh, the other Sidisi. In the Battle of the Cons, living and dead. Likeness Looter can become a copy of a creature in the graveyard, such as who? Sylvan Safekeepers, so they can protect their creatures. That's smart. A Henge for devotion. A Stomper for triggers and triggers. They need one more Sidisi to complete the crew. Yeah, there's the one that tutors, right? It like exploits and tutors into hand. I would love that, yes. I do not have 7 lands yet. Eshki, get the buff. And sure, whatever. Swing in. Absorb the fury of a single bug. They milled. It was a creature. Nice. So they have a bunch of things that can like become copies of things in graveyard. Lazav as well. I wonder if they have like a combo with that. Oh, and a Pitiless Plunder. Okay, in these colors, Pitiless Plunder is a part of a bunch of combos with Chatterfang. And Camellia, I think, also has like a potential combo, if I'm remembering right. Is that with Igra? If there's something there. Sultai. It's got combos in it. I want to attack them with like a 26/26 Galta, though. Also deal damage to their face. I mean, doubling Eshki's power and then playing the Galta is also cute, but like I think I should go for big Galta attack. Okay, they turn this into Sidisi. This is the pod Sidisi. If they have a 1-drop in their graveyard, and they do, Oh, they turned it back into the safekeeper. I was gonna say, like, they could sacrifice the insect to do that. Okay, so I think they activated the wrong ability on their creature, which I don't fault them for that. I built that Sidisi as a deck, and activating the ability is actually kind of tricky. We draw. I will throw down this Elvish Mystic just to draw again. Eshki can get a little bigger. If I did in any other order, she would have dealt a little more damage. Oh, Zobrindel. Okay. Zobrindel. Galt is going to become twice as powerful, and then twice as powerful again. For 2 mana, this thing's doing how much damage? 52? Something like that. Enough. GG, Sidisi. Unctus, Grand Metatect. Unctus allows you to turn your creatures into blue artifacts, which gives them +1/+1, and when they get tapped, they loot. Yeah, that's what Unctus does. I don't know what an Unctus deck is. Maybe mono blue artifact creatures? Some people in chat seem excited to see Unctus. His name's really fun to say. Unctus. 2 blue. Are you going to remove Eshki's abilities? No, they're going to play an old man. A malevolent hermit. I'll play a creature. Yay! 3 power. I don't have enough mana to play Ultimus or Bonnie, but next turn, I think Ultimus will get a cost reduction because it's technically the most expensive card in my hand. It just gets cost reduced based on power. And it will cost 6 and 2 green instead of 7 and 2 green. You have a cat named Unctus? Does it wear boots so you can go boots and cats and boots and cats and... This old man, he counters spells. Then you take him out of hell. He can come back as a spirit that makes your stuff uncounterable. Why are you not doing things? Okay, Ultimus number go down. And... like, I know they're going to be countering. So which of these... I could just, like, play Surik so they can't counter, but I want the Ultimus hit. So I'm going to go for the Ultimus hit. Hey, Maternity Pillow! They give it a 2-month resub. On cast, Eshki gets her counters. And they just put it back into hand. It wasn't a true counter spell. It was just a little bit of a lapse in judgment for me. Like you know, I thought about casting a spell and then I forgot what it was. And it's back in my hand. Here's Unctus. They have 1 blue up. Ultimus costs even less now. They would be able to counter that, so I'm just going to go all in on these guys. Surik first. To make Eshki bigger. And also get me 2 mana Ultimus. 2 mana Ultimuses go. I'll try to get them to counter this. Ultimus, please fight Unctus. They sacrifice him to protect Unctus. We swing in. And they're left with no choice but to block with their commander. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Eshki did so much. And I found that the amount of anti-counterspell stuff in this deck made a huge difference. I want to say thank you so much to Asmora, who I played in this video, who actually had given me the original deck list. He was in the chat and said, hey, Amy, can you check out my list? I'm having some trouble with it. I took it, tore it apart, and did this to it. And now it's a completely different deck. But it's still got a lot of the same cards. I didn't even change the mana base because, I mean, it was a good mana base, and now I can use it to cast all my cool awesome, big, green, chunky spells. Some of them aren't green. Most of them are green, though. I love Gruul Stompy, and Gruul Stompy with a smidgen of blue in it is even better because you can protect your stuff while also smashing face. I love how much high-powered synergy has gotten, like, in the last few years. We've gotten more cards for it. We've gotten better cards to trigger it. And Eshki is just a great example of doing it all. This was one of the cards I was actually most excited about from the commander set from Dragonstorm Tarkir. And now that we have it in Arena, I'm excited that I get to play it here. It's super fun. If you like stompy creatures, you will love this deck. And you can always swap around some of the ramp and the stompy creatures. And don't forget that Eshki does trigger on any creature you cast. So playing like your 1-mana mana dorks still makes Eshki get bigger. And if you want to capitalize off that, you could even put in cards like Hardened Bond so you can get more creatures in hand. But I found that Eshki provided enough card advantage on her own. This deck, though, absolutely a fun time to play. If you like to stomp, she will stomp hard. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a commander for me to build, please let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to get through a bunch of the Alchemy ones and the Dragonstorm Commander ones because there's a bunch of them. They're really good. And this set overall has been a banger. I've loved getting to play the different commanders from Tarkir Dragonstorm. But I'm also looking forward to Final Fantasy because we're only like 1 month away from it. So soon. So close, but so far away. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!